Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl Mitzi, and this is Mitzi. Let's think about it. Today we are thinking about ghost hunters. I'm so excited to think about this with Charles. He is going to help us think about this in a whole new way. So, Charles, thank you so much for coming onto my show and sharing your time and your perspective. You could be anywhere in the world doing anything right now, but you are with me. So, I'm truly honored for this time with you. So let's just dive right in. When you hear those words, ghost hunters, what does that make you think about?
It makes me think that I don't know if I fit the bill. I'm part of a paranormal investigation team called the Shaman and the Showman. And Mitzi, I'm the showman. I'm the person who promotes the events. I'm the person who makes it all, come together. I do paranormal conventions. And yes, I do ghost hunting, but I'm not a medium. I'm not a psychic. I don't have those abilities that the people who I work with have. So, I mean, I think they're the ghost hunters, and I'm like the ghost hunter tag along. But the more I do it, the more I'm understanding the whole world and the whole realm of paranormal and ghost hunting. The more I do it, the more I take pictures and I get really amazing results. And so, even though I'm not the sensitive person who senses the spirits. I still have ways of capturing them on film and being part of the whole scenario.
Oh, but your value is so important. You know what I mean? Because you don't have those senses. You don't have that natural ability to just sense the energy, see what's going on, see past this dimension of this physical realm, but you still believe. You know what I mean? You still have the proof. And there are so many people like you in this world who just want proof. You know what I mean? Who just want proof to embody it, just to know if there's something more among us. So don't devalue your position because it still holds so much value. Because I'm an individual that's so sensitive to the spiritual realm. So I can
Yes.
see, I can feel, I know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I all I have to do is just look at a picture sometimes and I can just already know what's in it. You know what I mean? So I
Amazing.
so I'm very in tune in that aspect. So when I used to watch like Ghost Hunters and those paranormal shows, I
Yeah.
used to love it because I'm like, it's right behind you. You know what I mean? Like I would be the person like in the movie screaming like it's right behind you. I'd be one of those people. But like for you, what was the most impactful moment when you were in that position as a ghost hunter that made it real for you?
Oh, that's such a great question. So there have been, it's really funny because I had an encounter when I was in college, which I'd forgotten about. Missy, it's crazy. I don't know if it was a repressed memory, but I didn't remember it until I published a book called True Ghost Stories of Connecticut, where I have about 30 some odd chapters of other people giving me their most unbelievable, awesome, wow ghost encounters. And the only criteria was that they had to be true. And when I was ready to go to print, the publisher and my editor go, "Where's your story?" And I go, "Well, I contributed a few chapters when I was, but they go, "No, no, no, you have to do something." I go, "Oh my God, wait a second." And I remembered the ghost encounter that I had when I was in college. And I was able to put it in the book, fortunately. But since then, one of the most amazing things, we went to an old opera house. So picture
Mhm.
an old theater, that was
Yeah.
shuttered up, closed for years and
Hmm.
years. It had an upper balcony, a second floor, like a mezzanine, which no one could go to because it was too dangerous. If you went up there, they were afraid you were going to fall through the
Yeah.
floors. It was so shut for that many years. And I kept taking a picture of this one doorway because a light was shining on it. And I'll take a bunch of pictures of this doorway. And Mitzi, in one of those pictures, there was the shadow figure staring
Mhm.
through, and I captured it on film. And I'm like, wow, this not just solidifies my, well, that's my gift is I'm able to take great pictures of things that, others haven't seen. But that was my moment where I thought, yes, I deserve to be what I'm doing. And I'm glad because before that, I played the skeptic. I played the non-believer. I'm always the guy. Oh yeah, sure. We'll get on the meters, and I'm sure we'll hear a voice. But yeah, we do. We hear the voices and we know when there's actual spirits around us.
Yes, it's a thing. It's a real thing. You know what I mean? And I love
Well,
your story because it really does make you relatable to so many other people out in this world. Oh my goodness, so many other people who have that skepticism and has those doubts because they have not have that understanding or experience or seeing or that ability to sense, you know what I mean? But it doesn't devalue the fact that you're a human being, you know what I mean? And the fact that you're gonna see something in one way or another. And I think that's the beauty of pictures. Oh, how I love the pictures because they capture things in every dimension. I remember one time my cousin was in Puerto Rico and her daughters took a trip out into the country and they got lost. But in the distance they found an abandoned train. And they were like, let's just go into this abandoned train. It was fully like with bushes and trees and like it was overgrown and everything,
Yeah,
right? So she
yeah.
takes pictures of her and her daughters just sitting in the car, like if it was nothing. And I will tell you, when she shared those pictures with me, I was just like, it was not something that I just couldn't just see, but it's could everyone can see. You know what I mean? Like if you were to see
Wow.
the pictures, you could see them too. Like you could see the figures there sitting
Amazing.
next to my cousins and just there, like their face. You could see the details in their face. You could see the type of clothing they were wearing from back then in whatever century that happened to that train. Like nobody knows why that train was abandoned and why it was there. But at the end of the day, like you could see it clear as day in the photos.
Amazing.
And that's what I love when people take photos in abandoned areas. Like my husband just recently drove past this abandoned mental facility that was been closed since like 2013 or 2010, right?
Wow.
Abandoned. You could tell it was abandoned. Like you could tell it was everything was boarded up. And just looking at the photo, I was like, babe, there is some dark energy in that building. Do not, I hope you are not going into that building. He's like, no, we just drove past it and it was very eerie. And when he took a picture of it, there was like this orb, like this big orb just right there. And I was like, yeah, that orb is letting you know don't come near it because it will come to you. You know what I mean? I was like, it was a warning sign. And I was like telling him like, ugh, just be careful. But like people don't know. People don't always know. So have you ever had an experience where you had something follow you home or that you've had something follow you after you went through a building or anything like that?
Fortunately, not.
Okay, that's
But
good.
but on some of the paranormal investigations that we've done, we did one in an old Masonic lodge.
Oh.
In all those old like Elks Club and those type of places were very male dominant. You know, they didn't allow women in. There was no females ever allowed. And when we did our investigation behind an altar area, two gals went and did crystal readings, and they tried to do a little communicating. And they must have summoned something because one of them got scratched on the arm.
Ooh.
And for about a week afterwards, felt that whatever did that had followed her. But she did a cleansing, she did the sage burning, she put salt around, and then no bother anymore. So I haven't, but the people who've come on some of the events that I've done have had that.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the only time it was negative. We find that most of the time that we're contacted, it's because it's people who or spirits or entities that need to cross over, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
or are in a place and they're happy in that place and they're just happy that people are visiting and trying to communicate. So it's very rare that it's a negative where there's something that's following you home and attaches or is just doesn't mean to do something good. Yeah, it's very rare.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear because, you always hear about the negatives. You know what I mean? And on YouTube and on the videos, they always show the negatives. And I think,
Right.
and it's very hard to like really recall of any negatives when you only have experience of positives. So you know what I mean? So I appreciate you sharing that negative portion because I remember one time watching one of the paranormal shows, and I don't know which show it was, but I remember they went to this to that to that gun company. Well, there's this gun company that starts with a W. What is that called? The Rochester or something like
Oh,
that?
Winchester.
Winchester, thank you. Yes. So they went to the Winchester museum or that now is considered to be a museum, but they went there
Yeah,
to do their paranormal activity
sure.
investigation.
Yes.
And the guy encountered a demon that he actually encountered in a previous location.
Oh
And
my
he was
gosh.
like, he told him, you were not supposed to step into here. So because you were stepped into here, someone that you loved will die. And then what happened? They at the end of the show, they revealed that his grandmother died. I know, crazy, crazy to think about, right? I mean,
Wow.
you never really know what you're dealing with, and you never know what you're going to encounter. And I think that's what really makes it real. So for you, like, do you think what do these scary movies and scary shows, what do they make you think about?
I love scary movies because to me, a horror movie, a scary movie is like going on a roller coaster because you do it, you get your scares, and you're off, and you open the doors, and you're out of the picture. Um, the Shaman and the Showman, it's Thomas Gormley and myself. When we do paranormal investigations, so much of it is the first hour is we do an orientation and we try to teach intent. And we're
Mm,
going in there with the intention of only positivity, of helping a spirit if it needs to cross over, of communicating. Never do we do anything that's going to rile up a spirit like, come on, get out here. You know, you want to talk to us.
yes.
It's never negative. And I
Okay.
really think that because we do it that way, we're never coming across negative spirits. I think the negative spirits are saving themselves for the people who are aggressive, who deserve to have an encounter with a negativity. Our thing is we preach and practice intent and positivity, and it's worked. It's really worked because all the investigations we've done, all the conventions we've done, it's only been positive connections and positive encounters.
Oh, that's beautiful. So
Yeah,
so it makes me want to know, like, how exactly do you help them cross over? You know what I mean?
I'll give you a great example. We did a paranormal investigation for 2 nights at a trolley, an old trolley museum here in
Hmm.
Connecticut, where I live. And both nights we did a first hour, we do the intent and orientation. We show people how to use the equipment, the meters. And we also emphasize that your brain, you yourself is the best meter. You can use any equipment you want, but it's what you feel, it's what you sense is always the greater instrument.
Hmm.
And we do the intent and all that. We come to this one ancient, old, unused trolley. And it's funny because you told me the story about the train, and this was a trolley, and it was retired. It hadn't been on the roads, obviously, for years and years. But coming across was the name Billy. For some reason, Billy this, Billy that, and everybody's meters were spiking. We're
Mm.
talking about meters that are north start set to zero, and if you have some kind of a anomaly, as you're at 10, you're at 20, they're up in 50 and 100, the
Wow.
maximum. And everyone was saying, oh my God, I'm feeling something, a pressure on my chest, a headache, a nausea. Everyone is having these strong feelings. And my partner is talking to Billy, and it comes across that bothered Billy, and he's trapped here because he never got to go to college.
Mm.
And it was kind of a sad part of the thing because how do you help someone like that? Well, spent the night thinking about it, and the next day he got in touch with Billy, connected again, and it was like, Billy, why didn't you go to college? And it came out that he served in the army and
Hmm.
was killed in war.
Oh.
And Thomas said, Billy, what you did is you served our country. You went to college. You learned and you did the best thing you could have. That might have even been better than college. And then Mitzi, like a whoosh through the trolley, like everybody's like a relief.
Yeah.
Anyone who was nauseous was no longer all the meters went from 100 to zero,
Yeah.
and we've Billy crossed over.
Yeah.
He needed to hear that. He needed to hear that he did, in fact, have college, and his college was the army, and he moved on. He crossed over.
Oh, I love that. I love that story. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, how I love that story because it really does bring you peace. And people don't realize like your spirit can be stuck in a state of limbo out of regrets. So when you hold on to those regrets, those sorrows, those pains of oh, I wish I could have. I wish I've done this. I wish. That
Yeah.
can hold you back from crossing over. And I know that wish feeling. Oh, I've had that wish feeling before. And it's like it gives you goosebumps. Like all your hairs like they step forward. So I know exactly that feeling of that. It's like this motion. I don't even know how to explain. It's like if a fan just went over you and that's how like it's you just feel it all over. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
it's most definitely a different feeling. And I know the feeling that you were talking about earlier, how people felt nauseous, people felt sick. Like one time my sister, she ended up buying something from like a garage sale that was had a soul attached to it.
Oh,
And
wow.
I guess it's because it was like the mother lost its child and so she held on to this toy that she was going to give to her child but was never able to.
Mm.
And like she I guess like she died giving birth and the baby died and it was very traumatic for her. So she held on to the doll that she wanted to give to her child.
Hmm.
But my sister, she ended up buying the doll because she was pregnant at the time and she was anticipating a kid.
Yeah.
And but she just kept on feeling like something was in the house and she didn't understand why. So me and my mom, I was very, very young, so I was very immature at the time. So when me and my mom came over to my sister's house to go visit her and see what's going on, I was that immature mindset where I was low key mocking. You know what I mean? I was just like, she needs to just get over it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my mom was like, Mitzi, you need to stop. And I was just like, yeah, I
Oops.
feel this heaviness. Like I felt her trying to like choke me. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my gosh.
I felt the pressure on my chest, around my neck. Like I
Wow.
felt all of this pressure on me. So then I realized like I was in the wrong. I messed up. So I prayed over myself and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just step out because I'm obviously not going to get to this woman. She already decided that I'm not no help. I'm just a disturbance. So once I left, like she never bothered me ever again, but my mom was able to help her cross over and let it go so that she didn't bother my sister. But
Wow.
it's a real thing. Like you can feel this energy, like this pressure energy when something is when a spirit is upset and angry. It's a real thing. But when you're able to help them cross over and give them this peace of mind that
Yes.
you can let go of this guilt, you can let go of this lingering regret that's on them. Oh, it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new feeling. And it does bring the spirit peace and it brings your self peace too. So it really is interesting. And it sucks because time is catching up to us, Charles. I can just talk to you about ghosts all day. Oh, we're
We'll,
gonna have to make
we'll,
an excuse for you to come back.
we'll do part
Um,
two another time. But I'd love
right?
to tell you that we are doing a paranormal convention in
Ooh.
Salem, Massachusetts on November 15th, www.salemparacon.org. And my book is available on Amazon. It's called True Ghost Stories of Connecticut. And that's
Oh.
the website is paranormalconnecticut.com.
Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can find those amazing links, access to all the greatness that he has to offer the world because he even does tours across country.
Oh,
Yes,
we didn't even get to that
even
yet.
in the UK. So all of my UK fans and listeners, don't worry, Charles can help you out. He does tours there as well. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, this man is busy just helping people think about the paranormal in a whole new way. And this is what we're kind of doing, right? It's just
Yes.
thinking about this in a new way. So with that
Opening
being
our
said,
minds.
go check out the in the description. You find access to his links that has access to his books, has access to his tours, has access to all of the great things that he has to offer the world so that you can continue on thinking. So with that being said, bye.